Brilliance from Moscow. We have still a few minutes to gameplay. Brilliance is either blue or on the monitors it looks kind of purple. In real life it's blue. And Fabulous is sporting white. Judging from the jerseys of some of the Fabulous players that they were wearing as warm-up jerseys, several of them play or have played on the Swiss national team. They have a somewhat larger roster than Brilliance. Looks like they have 22 players. And Brilliance is here with just around 15. So Brilliance has just over 2 lines. On the first day, that's probably not going to make much of a big difference, but in the course of these next few days, that's going to start paying a toll on the legs of our ladies, and with a line of 15, it's pretty close to make it through one of these 3-day tournaments. So the sides have been called. I'm not sure who won the flip yet, or at least who is on offense. Alright, Brilliance is signaling for the pull. Fabulous has the disc, so Brilliance is going to start on offense. And that was the first pull of the game. Brilliance starting off in a vertical stack. All 3 remaining cutters going downfield. But no throw, and Fabulous gets the D.
Yeah, sorry for delays, but I'm bringing some news from other fields. There were 2 quite exciting games. Clapham actually beat Ocho at the universe point. Ooh! Meanwhile, we got a score from Fabulous. That's the first point of the game. And CUSB La Fotta was struggling to get rid of KFK. The 2 teams we've seen in the first game here. There was also a turnover during the last universe point between Klapan and Otso. Otso threw a long hack and they missed the layout. And
Alright, so Fabulous getting ready to pull now. First point of the game, getting a break. So nice start for the Swiss. They're going to start off in a horizontal stack. Nice working. Not making much gains though until now. Now they're punching, and just as they started punching it through, an unexpected drop, and Fabulous picks Fabulous picks it up, hucks it, and the defender
can't find it. It's now going to our side of the number 2, and
another drop.
the team from Bern, the Fabulous, is now on offense. The team Fabulous with the FAB capital, in order to remind everyone the glorious Flying Angel Bern team. Left from the right hand side to our side, quite easy scored for the Swiss team.
Yeah, so 2 points, 2 breaks. They're starting this game pretty strong.
The Russian team is now trying to discuss what can be improved, as they haven't scored any points when 5 minutes and 35 seconds have been played. There's a lot of traveling, I guess, coming from Russia to Frankfurt. The wind starts blowing, as you can hear. The moment is from the left to the right, so the fabulous team is gonna pull with the downhill with the wind on the back. As usual, the wind can make a big difference in the team strategies, and obviously can cause more mistakes, as the sport is more difficult to be played with the wind. But also, most of the time you can understand who is the best player on the fact that they are able to calculate the right trajectories even with in a windy situation. Thank you very much. The organizer bring us the lunch. Big up. While the Russian team is attacking.
Nice put, number 4, Stukova, for the continuation to Maria Strukova.
For the Brilliance team for the first point. The Russians are now having a high five to cheer up.
They had a rough start, but showing in this offense point that they do know how to play offense and really well. I think they had 5 passes, something like that. Really nice flow. They can show how easy offense works if you put your mind to it. So now defense is going to have to kick into gear.
Still waiting for the pool to be released. The fabulous team raise their hand now, and the number 8 team raise their hand now, and the number 18 Anna Pustovaya released the disc in time, but a drop, unfortunate drop from the number 17 Kochenova with a distinctive Superman up. And now the Russians are back in action. Nice catch for Kochenova, which save a bit of overthrown pass from the Russian handler, and finally found the number 4 Stukova, Inna Stukova, for the second point of the Russian, which brings us to a 2-0 situation. The Swiss team started very well, but the Russians have now made it up. You can feel from the breeze on the microphone that the wind is growing as we speak. It's not particularly hard yet, but it can definitely disturb or cause turnovers without a proper spin given on the disc once it's thrown. Pustovaya again with the throw, and the Swiss team now starting their maneuver. Long hack straight away, which get defended by the number 22 Nadia Melnikova, but there is no agreement on the contact.
Liebert's calling a foul, and it's going to be contested, so the disc is going to go back.
It was a nice throw, but the cutter didn't really get much of advantage in her sprint. So two of the Russian defenders were very close to the disc. Swiss receiver call a foul, so just because there wasn't an agreement, we start back from the previous step. And another mistake.
There's a miscommunication. She actually wanted to play to the other receiver, and the one that almost had
Bladey throws give them velocity, able to kill any defense. Most famously, the Japanese player are very good in this because they have to exploit their speed rather than their height. But let's go back to the game.
Okay. Switzerland throws into traffic, and that's going to result in a turn. I'm not sure if a defender got a hand on that or not, but there were a lot of players there.
Ooh.
She catch it before going out?
It looks so. Another challenge involving the number 18, Anna Pustovaya, who seems to be everywhere in this first half of the game. A very distinctive yellow hair color.
Here we see the replay. It almost looked like she bobbled it, but she managed to hold on to it just in time. After a little sleepy start by the Russians, they've managed to pull things together, and they're becoming a dominant force to be reckoned with now.
Yes, after the very good start, the Swiss players are now not making any points. Brilliance scored 4 points in a row. Even if the play wasn't clear and there weren't like clear cuts and catches, the flow of both teams seems to be good. Both of the teams are well organized.
Now with the cloud cover here, it's starting to get a bit chilly throughout the day, but at least the rain is held off for now. Brilliant's organizing their defense. Looks like they're going to come down man. And the pull. Landing around the brick point, right in the middle of the field. And Fabulous sets up in a side stack with the isolation on the right side, putting the forehand downfield. Wide open receiver. Number 18, Jannika Kappelmann, dumps it, and Fabulous is on the line. Looking to dump, and throws a hammer, probably a high stall count.
Eugenia arms in this hammer attempt to score. The hammer just ends up in the middle of two white tops.
After a really strong start to that point, Fabulous gives the disc away, and now Brilliance has the opportunity to strike back, and they're going to throw it a little too long.
The number 8 Maria Striukova sprint the best of her possibilities, but it wasn't good enough to receive the bladed throw. We haven't had enough time to be in the air to call. Fabulous again, swinging back the distance forward. Linda Laderat now with the disc. Going for the number 85. Swing it back to the other across the field.
Using both sides of the field really nicely here.
Jannika Kappelmann now with the disc. Up line pass, very well executed.
And she was in or not in. I think the players are not sure themselves. I thought her feet were outside of the end zone still as she caught the disc.
And you can see from the body language of the players there is a bit of uncertainty. If Linda was in or out, but they decided to play again. So the score, Fabulous.
Now it's Kappelmann again, getting the disc for the score. She put a lot of faith in her to get free. That stall count must have been high, and she didn't even look in the direction of the dump. It worked out in her favor.
She throws a forehand in the middle of the end zone. The angle was good, but definitely risky. Could have got a block. Luckily she didn't, and Fabulous shortened the gap. Fabulous for the pool. And
Got a nice breeze there to hold the disc in the air as long as possible, and their defense got down before much movement could happen.
And now the Brilliance team have to deal with the Zone D. It's building up the net of passes in order to go forward.
Nice inside backhand, but it's going to be overthrown.
Brilliant idea. Maybe in this case the wind pushed the disc a little bit too far, as it's blowing from left to right. It's much easier to make it float when you go to the opposite direction, while when you get in there, it probably can be taken by the wind.
But we have to say the wind isn't as strong as it sounds on the mics. It's there. Here comes Huck. And Fabulous again on the end zone line, and they're going to take a timeout. Good call. So as I was saying, the wind sounds really bad in the mics right now. And with our papers flying all over the place, I think we're just in a not a very good position. But
yeah, I agree with you, Josh. The wind is not as strong as it could. I've seen game played in a very hard, much harder situation, but of course even a little breeze of wind can make a difference for any throws if you look for 100% of precision. So every player now need to adapt their throws to the new context. Obviously, if in case the wind is blowing harder, the game might change, and both teams might decide to play a hard zone D. But yeah, for these ultimate European players, playing with this wind, it shouldn't be a problem.
so Isabella Göttinger took the timeout. She's going to start with the disc. She's already been stalled a bit. I think it's probably around 3 or 4. Maybe 2.
Once the Fabulous offense is set, the Russian can give the check. Calling a timeout is useful in this situation because you can place the player in the position you want, regardless of the previous ones.
That was really close. I think she even got a hand on it, but Laura Niederhauser was able to reel it in.
Very swift move from Fabulous.
Really important point for them right now.
A Fabulous team now shouting encouragement to just give some support to the 7, who has now been selected to play the next point. We've seen the number 22 Vogel is about to pull.
So Fabulous has evened it up now at 4-4 after suffering 4 consecutive offense points after another from the Brilliant squad. And now we're back in an even game.
Another call is being discussed now. We don't have the name of the number 2, but the 22 from Fabulous is Vogel. Brilliance gain yards on same side of the field, and now they're swinging it.
Nice swing work for the layout grab and the point.
This is the kind of stuff might go on the highlights. The number 4 understood there was a gap while the disc was swinging. She ran faster over on the towards our position, and the lady who make the assist faked the backhand to give a nice forehand straight into the end zone. It required a bit of extra effort to catch it, but it was quite a spectacular move from Brilliance, who is now leading 1 point lead. Pustovaya for the pull. Let's see if he stays in bound. It doesn't. And Fabulous is gonna start from the brick. The number 35 get the disc after receiving permission to do so. And Fabulous working on a 3-4 formation now. This goes back to the number 35, and a big hack is get up to the air right now. Didn't get caught.
That was a strange drop. Brilliance was playing pretty hard under, forcing Fabulous to try it deep. Now the Brilliance offense sets course, running down the break side, but Fabulous stops it.
Number 48, Iva Kina.
Still managing to get it down the break side every time, 2 or 3 passes, 20 meters, 30 meters. And through this effort, Brilliance is edging closer to the end zone line.
Pustovaya always involved in the important plays. Try to find the cutter in the end zone, but unfortunately the disc get dropped. And there is another turnover. Olivia Hauser now with the disc. Fabulous get out of the corner. The 300s are swinging the disc, but one of the cutter get the disc and throw it deep.
This time, Nita Hauser pulls it down. Now Fabulous before the end zone. And they punch it through. Göttinger, I believe, was the receiver on that point.
Number 12.
So Fabulous ties it up 5-5.
They were showing a good patience, coming forward with the short passes without falling into the temptation of the long pass, which is in that case would have been upwind, so more likely to be more time in the air, giving the defense also more time to track it down. But we start again with Melnikova, number 22.
Score is tied at 5-5.
Russia now going to the right hand side with Nadia Melnikova.
Looking hammer. And the swing continuation was blocked. But she's complaining that was probably a foul.
Kochinova swing it to the middle to again for the number 22, their sister, Kochinova sisters, 17 and 22. Now, yeah, the long hack completed for the number 49, Yulia Volkova. The two teams are now selecting the seven players, giving the instruction on how to play. Pustovaya is about to pull. Pull stays in bounds as a long one, which lands close to the end zone. Swing it to the middle and find the number 15, Coffee to Schneck on the sideline, trying to swing it above the head, but the Russian defender already understood everything and get a block, make this bubble in the air, and the number 48, Ivakina, swing it to the middle. Russia with a bit of struggle to keep it alive, but they are doing it. Forced drop. But there is a call. The number 88, Irina Maslova, claim a foul. She's showing with her body language to be being pushed from the back, and the defender agrees, so the disc is going to go back to her. Mistake. She was looking for the number 18, Pustovaya. There was a bad throw. And now Anna comes there with the disc. Anna again with the disc. She sees the
nice huck from the power position. Wide open receiver.
That's a very nice throw, but apparently there is a discussion again. It could be a travel call, or it's simply something to highlight. Yes, it looks definitely a travel call. The throw was very well executed, but the call gets retracted, and the Swiss team can finally celebrate. 6-0. This game looks very tight in this first half. Let's see if both teams got the stamina to keep this balance until the end. It could be one of those games we were talking about, where the games goes up to 95 minutes of play. It could be very tiring for them. But as a fan of the sport, we obviously wants to see these games. The number 18 from Fabulous is about to pull. Yannick Kappelman. And the disc get into the air right now.
Brilliant starts out with a horizontal stack.
Kocenova for sister Kocenova. They are Olga, number 17, and Anastasia, number 21. Russian brilliance team dropped the disc while attempting a swing to the middle of the field. Number 13 from Fabulous, Linda Laderak is getting a disc. Something happened, and the disc is on the ground again.
I didn't actually see their line is standing in the way. What happened?
Yeah, we haven't seen. Probably with the camera up there, you've seen it, guys, from home. We couldn't.
Pick call downfield.
You can tell the game is now a bit tense from the number of the call, but it's good to see the smile on the faces of the players. Even with all that pressure, they manage to keep discussing with a smile on their face. Up line for the number 22, Melinova.
That break opened up the entire side of the field, and Brilliance take advantage of it, scoring the point, going up 7-6.
Inga Ivakina for the score, number 48, while Pustovaya is about to pull, and we're gonna have a banana meanwhile. Yeah, talking about spirit of the game, obviously once the games get tense and nervous, it's good to have some guidelines to adhere to, because it's really easy to lose control because of the pressure, the tension. But most of the time all the players are used to it, and especially the best players are able to handle it. Fabulous trying to gain yards with a long swing pass for a completely free receiver, number 19, Sarina Schenk.
Yeah, the mark overbid on that, trying to stop the open side and allowed that long around break. So Fabulous ties it up. It's going to be a close game.
Now seeing the Swiss team shouting the names of the players are getting on the line.
the team that scores this point will take half. If that happens to be Fabulous, they're going to have the advantage of starting the second half on offense. They have that advantage anyway, but if they go into the lead and take half, then that much more.
Any single detail can make the difference when the game is tight. Russian swinging the disc on the
Whoa, nice grab.
one-hand grab for the 21 Kochenova, Anastasia Kochenova, and a disc. Brilliant hack through to the end zone for the number 8, Maria Striukova, who gets her name on the scoreboard.
So Brilliance takes the half, 8-7. We're going to have a 2-minute halftime, and then Brilliance will be pulling to Fabulous.
Yeah, there is a bit of things to improve in both teams, so I guess now the captain will try to just give some instruction to improve the movement and the strategies. Now both teams have got to know each other, and they can start thinking about exploiting the other team weak points. Or simply decided to play in a different way.
Alright, about to start the second half now. Brilliance is going to be pulling to Fabulous. They are up 7-8 or 8-7. Very tight first half. Started off with a slight lead by Fabulous, 2-0. Then Brilliance got 4 points in a row to take the lead back. And then it's just kind of been evening out since then, trading points with Brilliance just barely taking the half.
Error from the Swiss receiver, who doesn't get the steam pass.
She grabbed at it with the wrong hand and it just rolled away. So now Brilliance has a chance at the offense and overthrows their receiver. Fabulous is back on the disc. straightaway huck to two receivers for the score.
Nice hack from Kocenova, number 17, who finds no, sorry, made a
Göttinger.
mistake. Yeah, Göttinger, number Göttinger has scored. I was looking at the wrong column, apologies. But the girl with the Superman hat is giving us a reason now to believe that she got superpower with this long upwind hack.
Olivia Hauser. So Fabulous ties it up at 8-8 with 48 minutes of play up until now. Just under 50 minutes remaining.
And a fresh breeze which get on us while we were thinking of getting a warmer temperature as we get closer to the afternoon temperature. Russian with a quick series of passes. The number 17 needs to walk back because as asked by the defender. And now they try the hack, which find the number 8 completely free, Maria Stryukova, in the end zone. Very well executed. The Swiss defense didn't react at all to this throw, as it was too fast and no one predicted.
Brilliance goes up 9-8.
Can recognize now the number 88, Irina, and I have to say special thanks, otherwise yesterday I would have been out. Gina, long hack for the number 3 from the Brilliance team. That's the 3 on.
Fabulous throws it away.
Defense!
And now Brilliance with the number 48, Ivakina. Swing it to the right hand side. Take the forehand and then upline again for the handler. An easy forehand for Irina Maslova, but there is a call. Probably a pick call. We don't see any hand signal, but we guess so. And the play is gonna be on again. Victoria with the hammer to the number 4, Inna Stukova. Brilliant play from the Russian team, who answer to a hammer with another one, showing there are no scared of throwing hard stuff. And when it gets completed, obviously it fires up the sideline.
So Brilliance increases the lead to 10-8, as though their lead of 2.
Now the ladies on the sideline seems to get more serious. There's not much of a joke going on. The game is getting to the most important point. When 52 minutes, almost 53, have been played. A shorter pull from Pustoia, who is throwing now upwind.
Nice placement with the forehand hook. Kappelmann got the long hook and continues for the point. Fabulous to Simona Vogel.
3 consecutive forehand throws, slightly bladey, leads the Swiss team to score.
Sorry, Simona Liebert.
Meanwhile, we see the other team, the teams who are going to play next on this field, gathering around the field. The next game would be Ozzo against the CUSB La Fotta for the Open Division. Ozzo, who almost beaten Clapham, who managed to score the universal after a turnover. And CSB won as well the universe point against the Kirkwood. Number 2 and number 17, Kocenova and carrying the disc.
There's going to be a turn. They were having some problems against the Fabulous zone there, and they get the D directly back. Kocenova.
Kocenova understood the intention of the thrower and sprinted full speed to get her hands on the disc, preventing the receiver to make the catch. And now the swing for the Russians. Forehand to the middle. Looks completed, but there is a call. So the number 17 Olga Kocenova will start from the almost on the line. Short swing passes to the other side. And a
layout!
Whoa! Anna Hamster. She's normally giving us this fantastic play. I remember a very spectacular one at the windmill. And even today, she doesn't say her means to make some brilliant play as well. A bit floaty throw. Now get tracked down by the 19 and then get blocked.
Some nice plays going on here. There's a hand block.
I think we're going to the most critical point of the game. Both teams are fired up and determined to get the victory. But wisely now the Russian team call a timeout to collect the thoughts, not leaving the Fabulous team the momentum given by the fantastic layout D by Anna Kamfer in her own end zone, preventing the Russian team to score a easy one. one of the camera crew guys is working on the highlight, so it would be nice to have them all in one video at the end. But there will be certainly few surprises for you on fanseat.com. Stay tuned, we're gonna be taking you company for the whole weekend in here from Frankfurt. The 7th were on the field are now ready to take their position. Once the timeout is called, the team who called the timeout has the right to set up the position on the field regardless of the previous position they were before the call, and subsequently the Swiss team are gonna go and decide which type of defense put in place.
Alright, Brilliance is setting up in a horizontal stack, 3 handlers, and Fabulous has 3 defenders, at least 2 covering the in cuts, 1 playing fairly close, and 1 poach deep. Nice switches by Fabulous.
Fabulous starting from a 3-4 formation and going for a quick flow. He leads them to the middle of the field when the hack gets released, but the Swiss defender got better position. Kocenova. Sorry, no, that's Olivia Hauser.
And that's going to fly out of bounds. Brilliance back on the disc.
The number 2 Russian handler has got another chance to begin offense action which might give them the score. Number 22 Melnikova now swinging the disc,
No
looking
mark.
for the 49, and for the score Yulia Volkova. Brilliant still in the game. The game is still open, and both teams are excited and ready to play this exciting end of the game. We're gonna see which player are gonna be selected for this very important moment. Instructions have been given from the coaches to the people on the line. Fabulous is gonna be on offense with the wind on their back, so attacking downwind. Is for most of the player the best, a better situation to unfold the offense. Nice pull, longer than the one before from the 18 Pustoria. This team doing a good show and releases a upline pass.
Nice D attempt there.
Caught with one foot inside, and then
that was kind of unfortunate. The defender was not in a bad position, but she didn't know when the disc was coming, and she had her eyes just on her receiver. It just flew right over her shoulder.
that's the miracle of frisbee, guys. In any other sport with different balls or type of equipment, you will never get a curve like you get in frisbee, and that was the reason why the number 18 Pustovaya was able to put her hands on the disc even if the receiver was in the line between her and the thrower. Kocenova for the pool. He lands halfway, and the Russian are now attempting a big shot straight away, but it's not well executed, and the Swiss defense track it down.
Fabulous working it up the field. And then puts it up. Two receivers wide open, but just a tick too far.
Another hack attempt from the number 17 Olga Kochenova. Sorry, number 17 Olivia Hauser. I keep getting confused between the two number 17. But Olivia has put a nice throw in the air who didn't get caught.
We're getting a little bit of rain again. Brilliance working it downwind, putting a long floaty huck. Way too much time. Fabulous defender has a chance to get there and knock it out of the way.
The number 34 Laura Niederhauser win the air battle, the battle in the air for this disc, and the wind is coming down 45 degrees with few drops. It's gonna get the disc wet. That's why Olivia now is trying to wipe it out. Not good idea, but there was a drop after a few swing passes from the 15, and now the number 56 Polina Gubanova is getting on the disc from the sideline. Number 2 is cutting up line. Number 17 tries to do the same, gets it.
Lots of body contact there. But I think the call was somewhere else.
I believe when you are defending 56, another of those situations we were describing before, where it didn't seem the cutter had an advantage, but she got the disc anyway, regardless of the presence of the defender. I was saying that sometimes when you are on D and you have a attacker cutting really hard or up line, it's very normal, I believe, to get some shoulder to shoulder contact. Even if a non-contact sport, it became very common to see that, even in the ladies category. because it's essential for the defender not to let them go through the line to get the open pass from the handler. So the defender is trying with the body to prevent the offense to get there. And now the player are trying to warm up, making some skip. Number 18, Pustovaya, puts another one up. It goes up to the break point and played by the number 22, Windler.
Reacted in just the right moment, realized the disc was coming short. That was Kappelmann for the save. And there's going to be a drop.
Brilliance still in charge for the offense. And didn't hesitate to put another one up, who gets caught a little bit by the wind, and it doesn't get on the straight line, or probably the thrower was intended to give. And the number 39, the number 39, sorry, from Brilliance, doesn't get it.
Puck out to Kappelmann. Also overhead.
The Swiss
This would be a good time to call a timeout, I think.
Swiss team seems to be aware of the wind, and they want to throw the puck every time they have the chance to play downwind. But Russian got good receiver, and they don't let them have an easy one.
Oh, nice layout execution. He's just a couple centimeters short.
Inna Stukova for the layout. Nice as the forehand break pass, but unfortunately the measurements were wrong. And fabulous Swiss team is on offense.
They get the D anyway.
Daria Salnikova get the block, while you can even perceive the sound of the rain right now. If you are thinking of start playing Ultimate, don't get scared. You have to be tough, and if it's raining or windy, you have to keep playing. This is the part of the challenge, up to a certain limit, obviously. But as you can see, the rain is now affecting the catches.
Nice. Oh, I think that disc was caught and dropped and caught and dropped and stripped and
Too many things
I don't know
at
exactly
a
what
time,
happened. They called it. That's a point. I think that was a strip call in the end zone. So Brilliance goes up 13-10. That's another break for them.
nothing major apparently. While COSB and Otso are now warming up on the sideline in the rain.
Backs, spreading the field. Now looking for the swing.
The rain caused the team.
Right off the bat to Kappelmann. She swats it down.
Let's see who's gonna score this point. It looks like a quite long one. Did this come out too wobbly from the number 44 hands? But the rain stopped now, so let's see if the dry disc is gonna help the offense.
It has to rotate a few more times until it's dry.
Couple of calls. The number 21 moved the pivot point just in front of our location, and Anna Kampfer immediately spotted. Subsequently, there was a pick call from the middle of the field, so double call, and the disc is still in the Russian hands.
Miscommunication there. I think these players are just starting to really suffer from the length of the game, the length of some of these points, and that's paying a toll on their mental execution in this game. And decisions like that are the outcome of long points with many turns. It's kind of a snowball effect, you know?
Yes. The more tired are the teams, the more the players are looking for easy solution, which often are long throws or just uncharacteristic ones. There was a drop, but it is not clear if the drop was caused by the mistake of the number 2, Russian number 2, or there was a bit of contact with effect with the cut. The lady are still laughing, and we appreciate it, but we don't think there is an agreement while Joshua is getting his hand on the disc. We got it. Woohoo!
I'm allowed to throw it to within 3 meters
Let's see how
of the
Joshua
line.
is performing this disc. Very low one. Didn't complete. But the number 34 Laura Niederhausen gives the Russia the benefit of a doubt and doesn't contest the fall. The call, but now Anna with another awesome jump make the D, who gives the Swiss another point.
Poach D from Fabulous with a fast break 5 really quick consecutive passes, and Brilliance is just not able to recover after the turnover. Quick easy point after the last turnover. The point itself was not quick or easy for either teams. Fabulous stuck it in and finish it off. So they tied it up 12-12 now. Maximum 6 points left in this game. No, I guess 5. And 12 minutes until hard cap.
Everything has to be decided yet for this game. Nothing is sure. Both teams didn't show any sign of supremacy. Many mistakes, especially when the weather got worse. But now it doesn't rain anymore. Even the wind seems to be calmer. And the Russian is unfolding the offense. Number 2 with the discount. Number 17, or probably with the drop caused by the pressure, Olivia. Swinging the disc. This team is working fast now. The disc still shared between the handlers. And Olivia gets the score. Olivia Superman Hauser, 34 years old, the best hacker of the Swiss team so far. Also managed to get to the end zone for a score, revealing her important role in the Swiss team from Bern. The city of Bern in Switzerland has always expressed the best ultimate in Switzerland for sure, and also at European level.
So Fabulous takes the lead now, 13-12. And now the weather is calmed down. No rain, no wind, no sun.
I always complain when someone is coming to me talking about the weather, because I feel it's boring kind of subject. But we are insisting on this point because the weather for this game is affecting the throws big time, so obviously good for the viewer to know in which weather condition this game is played. Nice pull from Swiss, from the Fabulous team. And now Pustovaya.
Brilliance is working it up the open side, but they're running out of room quickly, and they put it deep to the back corner. It's going to be way out.
Nice attempt from the Russian cutter to track it down, towing the line, but the disc was definitely out of bounds. Impossible to reach, maybe with some fantastic jump and greatest could have been kept in, but it's something very hard.
Just to be sure, the defender touched the disc anyway, so Fabulous loses the 20 or so meters that they would have had if none of the receivers would have touched the disc, or if the defender hadn't have touched the disc. So they're starting on their own end zone line now, and have to work all the way back down the field.
Another call, no hand signal, so we don't understand what it's about. Probably pick. The two are trying to find an agreement on what this toll count is, and this gets checked in. The Swiss player looked deep straight away, and the result is a bunch of players waiting for the disc to come down, and as most of the time happen, the defense has the best play on this type of situation, but unfortunately the Pustovaya throw doesn't get inbound, doesn't stay in. And the Swiss player is collecting the disc straight from the CUSB La Fotta warm-up. The disc is going to be played from the spot where it got out from. Upline pass, hammer straight away, spectacular hammer for Anna Kampfer, who is definitely one of the key players for Switzerland, for this Swiss team called Fabulous, and this one was one of the greatest action I've seen in this game so far.
Yeah, the decision and execution right after the upline was amazing.
Yes. I haven't seen Anna being free in the end zone at all when the disc was thrown, but the thrower didn't hesitate a second. As soon as she got it in her hands, released the hack straight away, and knowing the difficulties of the hammer throw as performed, upwind is even a more difficult decision, but everything went well, and when it's like this, the team is even more entitled to celebrate.
So now Fabulous just within reach of a victory here. The score is 14-12.
After a quick circle, the two teams are getting ready now to start the game again. The type of warm-up you can see on the background tells you something about how hard is an ultimate day for the players, who not only play up to 3 or 4 games a day, but obviously they train, they warm up so hard to be 100% of their physical ability once the game is on. Few shouts from the Bern team Fabulous to encourage the player to get last point to win this game. Once 86 minutes 20 seconds were played.
And the Fabulous D-line runs downfield, and they're there just after the first pass. And that throw was off target. The layout attempt was not enough. And Fabulous has a chance to end it right here on the end zone line.
3 match points for Fabulous. Let's see if they are able to get the first one.
They've hammered 2 comeback cuts on the open side down the line now. And now a Blady hammer thrown right into a defender turn.
It was a blade, not even an angle on that one. She must have been desperate on the stall count in order to throw that one. Kocenova.
There was contact on the play. Fabulous player was definitely between the disc and the receiver, at least to some extent. But I heard the crash from here.
At this point, the player are not saving any energy. This is the most crucial moment of the game. So both teams they do their best not to make mistakes, or give the opponent the benefit of the doubt when the call is claimed. The discussion is going on, and it requires some translator probably. That's why the two more players get closer to the couple.
I think it's just the captain's intervening after 20 seconds or so of discussion. I'm not sure anymore of the exact number. The captains of both sides can get involved to help come to a decision.
There should be a time limit for this kind of discussion, but obviously due to the crucial moment of the game, the two teams are taking an extra time to discuss it.
And that's going to be a contested foul.
As more likely to happen in these cases. And the number 21 is going to start on offense, the Kochenova sister.
Nice around the break. It's going to go far, but she's going to run it down.
Ivakina and the other handler are now sharing the disc. Very smooth action from the Russian team. He is able to move the disc within the 5 seconds of the stall.
They're getting some nice around breaks, which is opening up so much of this field for them. There's another one, and she bobbles it, but she manages to grab it on the second attempt.
She's the number 49, Yulia Volkova, who had the disc bubbling, bouncing on her hands, on the palm of her hands. Fortunately for her, bouncing up, and she had the time to grab it with a second attempt. Well executed offense for Russia, who takes one of the 3 match points that Fabulous got.
So Fabulous is going to call a timeout, and this has turned into a very, very close game, 14-13.
That's what we're here for. It could be another universe if Russia, the Brilliance team, scores, or Fabulous can score straight away and secure the victory. Fabulous is now on offense with the disc in their hand, but it's a bit of probably no wind anymore, so they haven't got any excuses. At this stage they need to just play they are more confident with and make sure it works. Otherwise, the Russian team brilliance will have the chance to tie up the game 14-0, and who knows what's happening in the universe point. The Russian nation is able to express a strong team near the EUCF 2016 and also in other international competition. They definitely have a potential number of playing which is much wider than smaller nations. And let's follow this action with Olivia with the hack.
Fabulous now. With what could be the last point of this game, right on the end zone. For the score!
Fabulous win this game 15-13.
Niederhauser for the last point of that game. Nice close game. It was very back and forth. We saw, a lot of phases where the offense seemed to really work very well. A lot of phases kind of correlating with the weather a bit, where a little less, more drops, slippery throws and the like. But in the end, it was a very close game.
Yes, to be highlighted at least 3 spectacular play by Anna Kampfer from Fabulous, and also one of the key players was Olivia Hauser, who had quite a bad start, but later on she thrown many hacks who helped the Swiss team to gain the victory, like this last one. And now they're gonna have Spirit Circle while I'm gonna look for some guys to interview before the next game starts.
So thanks for tuning in. If we're lucky, we'll have an interview for you before the next game. The next game is between Ozzo and CUSB La Fotta from Bologna. Ozzo we saw earlier today in a game, in the first game, where they had a victory against KFK from Copenhagen. And KUSP, I believe, won in Universe Point in the last round. Both very strong teams in the elite division, or in the elite pool of the open division, and we'll be seeing this game shortly. Once again, final score in the women's division, second game we've watched today, Fabulous from Bern gaining victory against Brilliance from Moscow, 15-13. And it looks like we have the captain of the KUSP team coming over for an interview. So we'll be back to you in a few minutes with that, after you can enjoy the highlights of this last game. By the way, amazing layout there. That was awesome.
Ouh là là.